Yes, this is my new channel, RB Tech. So I'm going to talk about some PCs, PC Tech. Actually, I never made any PCs before. I did lots of research, and this is my final assumption for this. So let's look at it. So this video will be about making a PC for 4K video editing, 1440p gaming of AAA games, and also 3D modeling apps like Blender, where you can render perfectly anytime. So I have actually built a list. I have seen from the screen actually. So l- so first of all, we will talk about processor. Processor, I will choose AMD Ryzen 7 9700X. This Ryzen 7 processor is very good actually. I search from net, AI, everything. It is perfect for this. And this can do anything. This processor can go to 1440p, but not 4K. It is only for 1440p. For 4K gaming, is you need actually Ryzen 7 900 850 X3D. So for the motherboard that you going to use, that is MSI Mag B850M motor Wi-Fi motherboard. I didn't know if I did the pronunciation correct. It's MORTAR motor, something like that. This motherboard is n- so very good actually. It is only 23,209 rupees. I'm actually telling it in everything in rupees format. For USA, I will just put it in my screen from here somewhere. It can support only AMD 9000 series, 7000 series, and 8000 series. The processor I'm telling about it is actually 7000 series. So for the RAM, yeah, for the RAM prices is actually very much, due to AI usage. Why they do? So for the RAM, I choose G Skill Flare X5 AMD Expo 32 GB 2 into 16 GB DDR5. This is a very good RAM actually, and this costs around 86,296. Yeah, RAM prices are too much. It is even expensive than processor. I remember used to it's only priced at 5,000 rupees. The prices because of this AI.
And also, I would recommend that if you can find any CL30 6000 mAh RAM, that would be much perfect choice. But I couldn't find it from Amazon, that's why I chose this. If you find it, you need no need to buy the Amazon one, but buy the CL31. That would be much better. This is what I would recommend.
For the graphics card, I will choose ASUS Dual GeForce RTX 5070 12 GB GDDR7 OC Edition gaming graphics card. I found it from Amazon. That's what is named. I heard it is very good one. If you got more money on this, so I recommend you to buy RTX 5070 Ti. This is much better. If you are very in tight budget, then I would choose RTS 5060. That would be nice. 5060 8 GB. Yes, 8 GB. Yes, 8 GB nowadays it's very low actually. 12 GB is actually sweet spot. Like RAM, for RAM it is 32 GB is the sweet spot. And also for the storage, I would choose Samsung SSD 2 TB, which is Samsung 990 Evo Plus SSD 2 TB. Yeah, 2 TB is enough. But if I recommend nowadays games are 100 GB, 200 GB RAM, and also Blender takes lots of storage. I even have a 2 TB storage, and when I do something in Blender, it almost gets full actually. So I would recommend to buy two of them for 4 TB actually. 4 TB is much better. So buy two of them and it is perfect because these motherboards have lots of slots. I guess three slots are there. For a power supply, I would choose 750 watts. But if you use RTS 5070 Ti, I would recommend 850 watts. That's what I would recommend. But for the power supply in a cheaper option and a very good one, So I would choose this MSI Mag A750GL PCI E5 power supply, 850 watts, 80 plus gold. Okay, it is also there is also 850 watts version also, but I recommend it only for who are using 8 RTS 5070 Ti. For the cabinet, I'm going for cheaper option. I'm not going so high level. Um, yeah, there's lots of cabinet like Leon Lee, all these, but I'm not going to go there because who needs that much cabinet? Or some OCDPS persons will take. Yeah, for the cabinet, I choose and Sports Crystal X6 Mini Mid Tower Computer Case Gaming Cabinet Black. It is a ATX cabinet which only fit up to ATX, and our motherboard is actually ATX actually. Yeah, firstly I would have choose the Lian Lee's fans, but I didn't because they are too expensive for us. You don't need that type of fans, but you can find lots of fans just looks like it, but it's a very good quality according to what I saw in reviews. I didn't use it. I'm just researching and giving you information. Yes. For the fan, I would choose Jungle Leopard Prism 4 Pro 120 millimeter PC RGB computer case fan. It is RGB actually, yeah. That's what the cheaper option I got. But there's lots of options of this fan. First is intake, exhaust. For intake, there's actually two versions I will give. It is one of them is 3 pack and one of them is 1 pack. From the 3 pack, you can get actually intake, and for that you will only require one of them. For the 1 pack, you will require only two of them. So I'm showing you a PC case, all the fan setup. Then you could understand what I am telling actually. And for the exhaust, same thing. 3 pack you will buy. 3 pack would be better. And remember, intake is a reverse blade fan, and the exhaust is actually normal standard fan. Remember that I got confused at the first, but you better don't get confused. So for that, in 3 pack you only buy one, and for exhaust, if and for the 1 pack only buy one because at the back side there is only require one. In some cases you require two of them, but in this case only one can fit, and that is perfect. Yes, about the intake, why I'm choosing 3 pack one because for the intake you have to take from the side of it, so cool air can come, and for the exhaust, the hot air that is stored by the processor graphics card, this can be exhaust by the exhaust fan, or you can call it standard fan. Also now AIO, which is the main thing for cooling PCs, not PCs processor actually. Yeah, same thing for cooling processor. And of course, with AIO, some AIO come with thermal paste, and some of them doesn't. You have to buy different. It's actually cheap. Actually, you can find it for 50 rupees, 60 rupees. And if you want to go high rent one, you can find it from Grizzlyware, which is almost 200 rupees. I guess so. So for AIO, I am choosing MSI Mac Core Liquid A13 360 AIO ARGB CPU liquid cooler, which is 360 millimeter radiator. This is this thing can um cool the processor at a limit actually. Yeah, yeah. PCs need to be cool, just like we have to cool ourselves in this hot weather. For cooling ourselves, we use liquid ourselves. Our sweat comes just like the same thing happens with AIO. It's actually pumping out liquid like condenser. It is actually working like a condenser. This taking the heat, turning into liquid, and turning into air like water vapor, and that's why we use this radiator for cooling down the PCs. Actually, processor actually, yeah. Why I'm telling PCs? I don't understand. Now for that, is I made a list actually. I will give it in the Google Drive in the description. You can just download it and see. Even there is also written a link, but this link is only for India. But if you from America, England, search the same thing, means the same product from there. Your probably price could be different actually, because Indian value and American value could be different actually. They're completely different actually. For I'm telling it, for Indian, that the full amount that you will require for these type of specifications is 3,41,785. I'm talking about AM5. AM5 is pretty expensive. If you want $1,000 PC, like $1,000 PCs are actually 1 lakh pieces, 1 lakh rupees pieces actually. For that, you have to go to AM4 motherboard processors, AM4 part. But AM4 is now discontinued actually. No, now there's no more upgradability thing than AM5. AM5 can be upgraded actually. That's why I'm choosing AM5. For if you want to go cheap, tight budget, then AM4 is the option. For AM4, I will build a video actually, no worries for that. But this is what I can actually find for cheaper option, and you can do all these things: 1440p gaming in AAA games, 4K video editing, and 4K animation modeling. All this is what I can tell. Yes, the maximum price is all, of course, this RAM. RAM is the most expensive part of this PC actually. RAM and graphics cards are the expensive part. They are almost more than 50,000 actually. 50,000 rupees. I don't know for for dollar format, for American format. I will just write it in there. So yeah, RAM is getting expensive day by day. But now I heard the RAM prices have gone down actually. But in India there is no changes actually. I don't know. Yes, this is the amount list I'm giving. And choose wisely for what. If you want cheaper option, you can go. There's lots of cheap processor also from Ryzen 7 cheaper option, or you can go for Ryzen 5 AM5 one. Ryzen 5 it's also good actually. Also, the another thing is that the prices got increased actually due to Indian to US price range actually. So the price actually increased actually. Now the actual price will be 3,49,560. Yes, it got increased sadly. But what we can do? Yeah. But for USA it still stays same actually. Yeah, you of course thinking, why didn't I choose from Intel? It is because Intel, this i7 one, up to some generation, I think 11 to 12 generation, I don't remember that much. Yeah, the CPU gets fried. Actually, I heard this. I don't know if it's a real news. If I'm wrong, please tell me in the comments. Yes, that is the reason I don't think Intel would be good option. I used to use Intel computers. I used to have a previous PC which is an Intel Core i3 8th generation, but now I use Ryzen 7 laptop actually. I use laptop. Yeah, I don't have a PC. Yeah, one day I will build a PC. One day, one day I will build, and I promise that. Yeah. This is what I can tell about it, and this is probably the perfect option for making this new PC for AM5. If you want to upgrade, of course, AM5 is the best option. Intel upgradability is also very bad actually, because all the time the upgradability processor thing in processor slot is getting changed all the time. I don't know the naming because naming is very confusing for me, and the naming from AMD one is very easy, except the graphics card. Yeah, yeah, AMD graphics card is also good for everything, but for ray tracing, all this you cannot do in the AMD graphics card. You can do, but you will not get the APS just like Nvidia does. For AMD, I will choose this one. Yeah, I'm showing the picture. Yeah, for this cheaper option, and they have more VRAM actually. For some AAA games it will run much faster, but if you turn ray tracing, Nvidia will top it, not AMD graphics cards, Radeon graphics cards. Yeah, this is all what I can say about this PC. More videos will come. I think the next video will be about AM4 processors, AM4 build, very cheap. So for yeah, okay. piece.